Did you know that 80% of lawn care businesses fail within their first year? That's one of the struggles I went through when I first started my business. And look, I probably quit about 3 times between now and then. So, one of the reasons that you're going to find out as you go through this business is that there's seasons in it, right? It's pretty obvious that, during the months of November and December, even January, you're not going to be doing a whole lot of business in lawn care. You may be doing some leaf cleanups and things like that. So a lot of people struggle during those times and during those seasons, right? There's an off season to lawn care. And what I found out through that process that I need to find out how to get other things done during those 3 months. We can always go out and get another job, right? Which is an option for us. I've actually done that myself. I've jumped into UPS, done the delivery driver and stuff during the holidays for them. Wasn't my cup of tea, and maybe for some people. And you can check out the video on the channel that I did on that also. But what I found out is that it's so important that we try to level up our business during those off times, right? When anybody gets better, it's when they have time. And right now we have time, air, and opportunity to get better. And what I want to do is introduce you to something that I don't see a whole lot of people talking about on YouTube in the lawn care industry, right? We want to be doing business with the big boys. We want to be out there taking money from our business to grow our business. And that requires that we generate revenue, that we have it coming in on a consistent basis. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about. That's what this video is about. We're going to talk about doing business with one of the biggest consumers of services in the country as far as lawn care is concerned, right? And that's going to be the federal government. So let's jump into it and do a deep dive into federal government contracting in lawn care. Let's go. We're going to keep this brief. Remember, this is the Lawn Care Architect channel, and our goal is to help 2,000 lawn care architects level up their lawn care business real quick, right? This is one of the ways we're going to get that done. So let's not waste no time and jump right into the presentation that we have set up and ready to roll for us to start talking about government contracting. And of course, we're going to do an introduction to government contracting. We want to keep this stuff, like I say, basic and simple. We got to remember the rule of threes. This is going to be a series, right? And in each series video, we're going to find out about the rule of three and how we're going to use that to our advantage to grow our business with government contracting. We can keep it basic and simple by using the rule of three. And how we get started in government contracting is not difficult, guys. Of course, we want to have all our ducks in a row as far as our business is concerned, making sure that we have a tax ID, making sure we have a name, making sure we have a business email address. Also, making sure we have a business website set up. That are the basic requirements for you to do business with the federal government. And with the federal government in our rule of three, we're going to talk about the local government, state government, and federal government, and tell you really what the difference is and why it's so important that you do these things in order as we go. You're going to find out that the differences between local and state and federal government is really what you think it is, right? It's a lot easier for us to do business locally than it is for us, which means your city, your parish, right? Or your county that you're living in. It's a lot easier for us to do business that way versus doing business with the state. As we go up, guess what? The contracts get a little bit more, lucrative in that sense, but also you distance yourself from what I like to call the meeting of the minds. And it's important that we put a face with a face when we're dealing with these contracts, guys. So that's why it's going to be number one important as far as doing networking, getting out to some of these events that you see locally. It's going to be a lot easier for you to do that on a local basis than a state basis, and also on a federal basis as far as doing, business with the federal government, we want to start off again at the bottom. And I say the bottom, but there's still air and opportunity there. Why we want to do that is at this local level, you're going to have specific contracts, at least in our area. Don't quote me on this as far as whatever state you're living in. You want to do your research and look it up. But as far as here locally, there are opportunities where there are bids sent out. That's where you're going to get your bids from, is from these procurement offices that we need to be kind of researching and looking up. Again, I hope we have our pen and pad out and taking down some of this important information. Remember the rule of threes and always start off with your local government to have the best experience and not get frustrated also. And again, we'll be able to attend these events, right? Meet people, put ourselves in a good space and place to where we get the information that we need. These offices offer different events on a monthly basis pretty much. And what they do is get you in a good space and place as far as your certifications that you're able to qualify for. There are so many qualifications that, so many certifications that you can get to kind of level up your business, make it look a little bit better when you send your contract in and you have these certifications in, your bid in, and you have these certifications. What will happen is certain contracts require that they use people with these certifications for a percentage of the contract. How does that work with people like me and you? First thing that's probably going to come to mind is that, hey, I can't even handle the scope of the work. There's a lot of work to be done. Guys, there's a certain percentage of the contract that they are required to get people like you and me to fulfill that portion of the contract, which means it's going to be a little bit lower, right? And there's also opportunity. Again, if you're under a $10,000 bid, that you can have a relationship with one of these people and they may not even need to put out a bid. They can pick up the phone and call you if it's under a certain amount. Again, don't quote me on that. Find out the information in your state, wherever you live at, and just do the research. And I would also appreciate it, and the community would appreciate it if you put that information in the comments, and we'll do a follow-up video on it on your specific state. Because again, we want to help 2,000 lawn care service providers as soon as possible across the country. Let's make it happen. Do your part and help us out as we go on this journey. Take care of your business, and your business will take care of you. The advantages of doing this, again, is that we have generated revenue coming in. We got to take advantage of that during this time. A lot of these contracts will be, 12 months. Some of them are 2 years, some of them are 3 years with an option to renew after the first year. So, yeah, they're going to be making sure that you're fulfilling your part of the contract. That's important. Again, we got to make sure we're able to give quality work and fulfill the scope of the contract as far as the work is concerned. It's not anything difficult to get involved with government contracting as long as we remember the proper steps and to follow the process. This is one of the things that has helped me grow my business to where I am today. It's one of those things that allow me not to quit. I don't have a whole lot of quit in me, and I hope you don't either, but this lawn care business will do it to you, right? When you think things are going good, all of a sudden something goes wrong. So you got to kind of be hard headed, stubborn, and persistent, and make sure that you got your eyes set on the prize as far as what you want to accomplish with your business. This is an option for you that I have not seen other people talk about in the YouTube space, right? You see everybody talking about government contracting, but I actually did my research and checked it out. And there's maybe one or two videos out there that are talking about government contracting in lawn care and landscaping, and they're not real specific, So this is a space and place for us to get that done. Like I say, it'll be a series of videos that we'll put out. We'll kind of keep them brief and short in order for us to be able to digest the information. We will go back and do a full video on everything that we've talked about after we finish watching the series. This is the number one video that I suggest you watch. These in order. This is number one. You know, my call to action to you is to do this one favor for you and for me, is to look up your state procurement offices or your local procurement offices in your area. Give us that information. Again, we're a community. We're trying to build and level up together. This will help us do that a lot faster. This is all about accelerating your growth. Take advantage of the free information. Understand your time is valuable. So I do appreciate you tuning in and watching the video. And don't forget to watch the number 2 video in this series. And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Let's go.